Do you think putting yourself on social platform evolved you?
Yes and no. It actually uh, made me more aware of what others are doing. I was amazed to see how many women out there, different walks of life, are doing this. Not necessarily it's just in fashion line, right? Even with it could be about cooking videos, it could be about DIY, it could be just cleaning videos are also there with so many millions of followers or hundreds and thousands of followers, which is amazing out there. You can, if you have any talent or passion or what you're good at, you can definitely motivate. We might think that who is going to watch my video, or will this even, what am I getting out of it? But trust me, even though even mine is not a great number of followers out there, 5k is nothing, but I'm sure if one or two people benefit out of what you're posting, then that makes you happy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Deep Dive with Varuna. We have Sushma Padukone, an IT professional and a fashion influencer today with us. Her Instagram profile ID is sush.elegance. She has around 5k followers and it's growing very fast. She has done a lot of modeling projects for boutiques and all that. Let's ask her and find out her journey.
Hey Varuna, first of all, thank you for having me on this show, and congratulations, first of all, on having this podcast, starting this podcast, and bringing in people from different walks of life, sharing their experiences, and you're out there trying to influence and motivate a lot of women out there. So, congratulations, first of all, to you. Also, I'm not sure if I'm worthy of being a part of your podcast, but I'm really honored that you chose me, and we are here today. So thank you for that, Varuna.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're welcome. And I've always seen you well dressed and well groomed. What does that mean to you?
so basically, well dressed or well groomed, it differs for each person out there what that definition means. For me, grooming is a part of life, and it is part of who I am. Grooming can mean anything to anybody, right? So for me, what grooming means is just taking care of yourself. It could be as simple as just waking up, making your bed, doing your hair, putting a moisturizer, and coming out there. Or for some people, it could be like putting on loads of makeup. Uh, just press your clothes, coming out yourself, just looking well groomed, neat. It could also mean just pressing your clothes or showering, being physically hygiene. It could mean different aspect to different people. For me, it's just waking up, being organized, doing the exact same things, following a basic daily routine. So for me, I every day make sure that wake up at the same time, follow my daily morning routine regime, and then uh, every day when you groom is how you feel confident when you go out there. You feel more confident. People also address you differently. You can see that maybe many people out there might not agree, but grooming actually interprets differently to people. People address you more differently. So that is what grooming means to me, Aparna.
Okay, yeah, I totally agree with you. When you're well dressed, the attention and the confidence that you show is at a different level. So the next question is, how do you define fashion?
Fashion is just feeling comfortable in what you are, right, or what you wear. Growing up, for me, I come from a very middle class family, Varuna. So for me, that fashion bug caught on to me very early in my childhood, I can say. But I didn't have the resources or the financial stability to buy what I want, or my family to support that. So with whatever I had, minimum stuff, I used to try to put on makeup or dress up differently with the basic clothes I had. Even in when I got into college, I was part of the college fashion show team, and we did inter college competition and all those. But then soon after bachelor's, I got married, came here, and I would say the real exploration of fashion world happened after I came here, had my daughter, and then I think opportunities came up. I always used to, as you see me, you say well groomed. So I always used to dress well. And people notice that and ask me, why don't you try different things, or why don't you join a pageant or go out there, right? That kind of grabbed some photographers' attention also when I went to some events, parties, and they approached me asking, we would like to do a photo shoot with you. And uh, I said, okay, why not? Let's give it a try. And that's how my first photo shoot happened in Detroit downtown with the sari and a bunch of jasmine flowers. So you can check it out on my profile. But that was my first photo shoot. And I think after that, till now, I've not looked back. I've been modeling for different Indian boutiques out there, part of multiple pageant or fashion shows out there. I also do fashion choreography, fashion show choreography for multiple organizations, main one being the Detroit Telugu Association. I've been doing multiple fashion choreography. Also, I'm a stylist as well. So if there is any stylist suggestion out there for people who are looking for how to dress themselves, put everything together, I help them with that. Also, I'm kind of an amateur makeup artist as well. I try to put in some videos as well. You might have noticed in my Instagram profile. So yeah, that's how it has always been part of me. I think it was not forced upon. My parents are nowhere from that background or anything related to fashion. It's just been part of me. I just have that within me, I guess.
And I don't believe that you saying you are an amateur at like makeup. You do an awesome job, and I've seen a couple of posts on Insta. They're fantastic. They're very helpful actually. And then when they asked for a photo shoot, what was your inner thought like?
Right now, I just turned 40, Varna, this June. And from my 20s, right, I got married very early. From my 20s, friends out there or well-wishers used to always tell me, why don't you do pageantry, or why don't you get into some fashion show or something? But I never had that confidence that I can go out there, do something like that. Even though the inner me wants that to be done, the outside of me, I never had that guts to take that step, the first step. And pretty much 20s is mostly about what people think. That is what we always back of my mind think, okay, if I get into this, what are my friends going to think, or my extended family back home, how will people perceive this? So I always used to think about what other people think, which stopped me, I would say, in my 20s. Coming to 30s is when I kind of, it sunk into my mind that, okay, this is something I needed for myself, and I have to do something what I enjoy. Of course, I have my day job, I have kids, family to take care of, kids activity, but somewhere out there, my passion, my interest also I wanted to explore. That is when this corona happened, and there was nothing happening. Everything was within the four walls. And in 2020, I believe, was my first fashion show. I would say the first photo shoot which happened, where I finally decided, okay, let me go for it. It was like a distant friend also, who was the photographer. So that comfort level is a bit more. So I went with it. And of course, I have a very supportive husband, even though we may have difference of opinion in parenting or other things. But coming to anything related to my passion of fashion, he's been always supportive. He actually, I can say, he pushes me more. Some things I have doubt on myself, saying maybe not, I shouldn't do it, this is a bit too much, but he pushes me, go for it, do it. So without family support, it's never possible. So he has been really supportive on that.
Yeah, you're lucky to have him. I've
Yeah.
known him for a long time, right? Okay. Next one is, if someone wants to start modeling locally in USA, what are the initial steps they need to take?
Yeah, there is many women out there who want to do something but don't know where to start, how to start, or come out of their box, right? So even in my social media, there are followers out there who always reach me out saying, how can I start? I also want to do something like this. How would I start? Where would I start? And I would say first thing is get your portfolio done, right? Connect with one of the local photographers who are in your area, who can take some of the good pictures, and then make sure, of course, if you're interested in the fashion line, you have to make sure you know how to groom yourself, take care of yourself, and then once you have this portfolio done, is when you can connect. There are a lot of modeling agencies. Connect with your local agencies, modeling agencies, collaborating with them. It could be jewelry, it could be outfits, and also, like, I'm from Michigan here, so there is always, every season, the DIVA organization organizes. DIVA stands for Detroit Indian Women Association. They always have every season an Indian Michigan fashion show, which is open for all sizes or all ages. So something like that, I'm sure it is out there in every state. So make sure you participate out there, or for that matter, even if it's not there, your own community. If you're from a Maharashtrian background, there is Maharashtrian organization, Detroit organization, Telugu Association, or for that matter, even there is a Michigan fashion week once a year, which is held. So there are auditions. So you really have to come out there, take that first step of rest, get out of your comfort zone, I would say. We may not be comfortable with the first step, but you always have to get out there to achieve something or get something.
Yeah.
So that is the first step, I would say.
Yeah, start at some point to begin
Yeah.
with, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the hard one, but it gets easy as you keep on doing it. Well said. So, you've participated in a couple of pageants, right? Beauty pageants.
Yeah.
And can you share your experience, and then what did you learn from participating in those?
So I've participated in three pageants basically. The first one is the ATA virtual pageant, which I was crowned with the title for the virtual pageant. Then I went for the 2022 ATA pageant, national pageant in Washington, which I was not crowned, but at that very first moment, I was a bit sad and kind of taken back. I didn't make it, but that's part of life. Losing always shouldn't be taken as a loss. It's always something to learn from. So it was a learning, for sure. Met great people out there, great people who had similar interest, and just learning from their experiences, different walks of life. There were people from with different experiences. So it is kind of coming out. We think we know everything, or we know, we pretend to know everything, but when you go out there, put yourself out there, is when you know, okay, what we know is very little. So it
Yeah.
is definitely a lot of learnings, I would say, from that experience. Also, I was one of the top five finalists as part of 2022 India Michigan pageant, which happened in Michigan last year. So that was a wonderful experience as well, being part of it. Again,
Mhm.
pageantry took me uh, from my 20s to 39 is when I was 39 is when I tried these pageantry. And wow, kind of amazes me. It took me so long to get out of my comfort zone, try it out, but I'm glad I did that, because I don't want to have regrets over the years, or looking back at my life. I never tried it, but I did that. I took that step because I have a daughter who is 16 years, and she shouldn't question me why I didn't try in future. Even if she asked me, why didn't you do it, Amma, I should be able to say, not say that, okay, it was like my self-confidence stopped me. So I want to set a good example for her as well. So I wanted to show her, you always have to take that risk, you get that first step out there, not just in fashion show, in any field, right? You
Yeah.
need to take that first step. So that's
Kudos
the
on that. Uh, and then, how intensive was preparing for the pageants?
To be frank, I didn't actually. Maybe part of not winning could be not preparing that well. also, right? So I didn't give much thought. Like once I registered to it, to when the pageant happened was maybe like a month or month and a half time I had. Of course, we need to have our outfits ready, as well as there is question and answer round. Walking, I'm very comfortable with. As I said, I've been part of many fashion shows, so walk was never an issue for me. But uh, public speaking is one more thing which is outside of my comfort. So that is where I was lacking confidence, where going out there, presenting myself and talking in front of hundreds and thousands of people, which kind of pulled me back a bit. So that is where I had to kind of prepare a bit. And I would say that was the challenging part for me, to go out there, talk, present myself, which, as I said, I won the virtual pageant, but there is always your day and not so your day. So, couple of pageants which I couldn't make it, maybe that was not my day. Another person is always out there, that might be their day. So, it is, as I said, more than winning or losing. It's the people you meet there and the experiences they share that I treasure the most. And maybe I have that little experiences or inspiring, motivating moments from some of them taken within me and continue part of my life.
Yeah. So, as a fashion influencer, how do you support your followers?
So fashion influencer, basically I started this social media Instagram page about a year ago. Before that, I had always had a private account where I just used to share if I get ready in a sari, or some events or daily happenings. I used to post within a closed group. People used to tell me, why don't you dress up so well, you do your makeup so well, you tie sari so well, drape it, why don't you put it out there and motivate or inspire few women out there who is interested to know how you do it or where you buy. So that has kind of triggered me to start a public page out there, which I started. As I said, many people reach out to me on how to start modeling for that per se. If I wear something, they want details, so I make sure I put in the details, tag the outfits where I bought, shoes or anything for that matter, all the accessories I buy. So fashion does not have to be always expensive, right? It's all about how you groom yourself, how you put things together. That is where I want to show my followers out there that fashion can be. It's very easy for anybody to adapt. It need not be like thousands of dollars out there you have to spend to look good. There is a perception that out there that fashionistas or celebrities out there shouldn't be repeating the clothes. I don't believe in that. So how do we repeat the clothes and mix and match out there and present ourselves well, put it in a, so it's basically to inspire people and to inspire, motivate people out there that you can look good with basic stores, with affordable store. You can also put things together and present yourself well. So that is the key, is what I'm trying to inspire people out.
So, if someone is looking for resources, if someone wants to buy clothes from some thrift stores, can you provide some resources so the viewers can check them out?
Sure, there is Plato's closet in most of the uh, states, I believe, Plato's closet. And also online, you have multiple stores. Just Google out there, right? You can, thrifting stores, online stores, there's quite a lot of them. I have personally tried Plato's closet. That's for all ages, mainly focused on, we can sell clothes as well as buy there. Similarly, I cannot, it is not, see, a part of aging is like memory doesn't strike you instantly. There
Yeah.
is multiple online stores as well, similar way. If it's a branded, also they authenticate, they make sure it's authenticated and only sell it to you. But they keep a small portion of commission what you sell. They keep a small portion and then send the amount to you. So that's a lot of online. I would just say Google it out there. Based on the reviews, you can just use many of those stores. I can get back to you, Varna, on what are the stores you can list them. based on what I find.
Sure, that would be great. Awesome. Obviously, you're on social media, there are high chances of getting trolled. How do you handle such negative comments?
Yep, with attention comes positivity as well as negativity. Actually, to say negativity kind of comes in the beginning until you have that knack on how to get over it, right? Not very surprisingly, it's always women not supporting women, which happens, uh, which you might be familiar with. Uh,
Yeah.
so when I started it, it's like people out there, some known people, some unknown people. Is this all she does? She just puts uh, good clothes, makeup on, and doesn't take care of kids. Maybe looks like always on social media, posting her pictures or attending parties all the time. Maybe her husband does all the job, or some kind of the common things thrown at me.
Yeah.
There's a misconception or a perception in people's mind that if a lady is independent out there putting how she grooms or what she thinks, or trying to do some good thing or inspire people out there, it always comes as a negativity for most cases, thinking that okay, she doesn't have any work other than this. This is all she does, and at home kids are neglected, and husband is the one who takes care of all. So that's kind of the common one.
Yeah.
uh,
Then how do you handle those? Do you laugh at those comments, or do you take it
Well,
to
it
heart?
bothers me, right? So, in my 20s, even though I was not as open as how I am today out there in social media or out there participating in different things, that was the main fear. In 20s, it was all about what people think. Oh, they might think of me like this, like that. And 30s is when I started thinking, are they going to help me come back to me when I have issues? Are they the ones who are going to do it? Definitely not. So why not just do what makes me happy? Of course, kids, family is always a priority, and equal priority is also taking care of myself. And only when I am happy, Varuna, is when I can keep my family happy or
Yeah.
make things being organized. So it is always that first step you need to take at some point, not caring about what others think or what others will do. It's end of the day, you and your family. So
Yeah.
I would say you have to take that first step of taking that risk going out there.
Yeah.
And there is also this misconception where they think if husband takes an equal share of house responsibility,
Yeah.
that is something like they are doing a favor. No, that's not the case. So husband and wife is equal partnership. So we are in this commitment relationship called marriage, where we are two heads. So share the responsibilities equally. We both are working out there, so why not share the responsibilities equally? So if somebody thinks a man or a husband's role is just to do his day work and then rest of the time spend on couch watching TV, then maybe that's not my husband, right? That's not what I believe in. Uh, so you have to take equal responsibility. Otherwise, a woman out there can never do become totally independent or do what she
Likes, right?
wants to achieve. Yeah.
Do you think putting yourself on social platform evolved you?
Yes, yes and no. It actually made me more aware of what others are doing. I was amazed to see how many women out there, different walks of life, are doing this. Not necessarily it's just in fashion line, right? Even with it could be about cooking videos, it could be about DIY, it could be just cleaning videos are also there with so many millions of followers or hundreds and thousands of followers, which is amazing out there. You can, if you have any talent or passion or what you're good at, you can definitely motivate. We might think that who is going to watch my video, or will this even, what am I getting out of it? But trust me, even though even mine is not a great number of followers out there, 5k is nothing, but I'm sure if one or two people benefit out of what you're posting, then that makes you happy. That makes,
Yeah.
okay, I'm inspiring somebody or motivating somebody, or out there people can think, okay, if she can do it, I should be able to do it. If that thought comes in, then we feel like, okay, there is worth it. So a lot of people out there have inspired me also, Varna. Like at home, even if I have to, lot of hacks, DIYs. If you are dull, you just look at some funny videos which brightens your day.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, yes, it has
Mhm.
definitely motivated, inspired me in different ways, I would say.
Okay.
And whenever my
So,
followers kind of DM me saying that I really inspire them, or they asking details about how to go about it, that also motivates me a lot. Yeah, and
mhm.
appreciation is the key. I think for any person, for that matter, many might disagree that why do you need other people's acknowledgement, right? But it does subconsciously. When other people appreciate you, it motivates you to do better, motivates
Mhm.
you to do more.
You are busy at work, and then you have two little kids, so there's a lot of running around, taking care of their errands and activities. And then this is a side hustle which is so demanding, right?
Right.
How do you plan your day, and how do you prioritize these activities?
Yeah, my kids maybe not as small as little kids anymore. One is 16, the other one will soon be turning 10. So initially, I was not into much of any of these social media, or out there with fashion blogging, uh, fashion choreography, or makeup videos. I never used to post because my focus was kids. Now that they are pretty independent, they can do their chores or main activities around themselves. I feel that, okay, this is where I can try to explore where my passion is. Key for balancing, I would say, key for balancing your work life, personal life, and your passion, you need to be organized. Being organized is the key. You have to follow a regular pattern. And also, as part of this pattern, you need to make sure uh, include some me time meaning it could be just like a 20-minute walk every day, or like meditation. For you can start with like 5 minutes also, just taking in 24 hours, just take 5 minutes out of your day. Do some meditation or some kind of physical exercise. That is very important, where your body and mind should be at peace. Only then you will have that energy to balance everything. You might not believe me, but this morning I had to do 3 loads of laundry, make my daughter's favorite paneer curry, and then make sure every room, bedding, everything is changed, set. Fold all those 3 loads of laundry clothes, and then quickly take shower, get ready, and here I am. So it is all
Look at you,
about
you're so
prioritizing
elegant
balance.
and graceful. No one would even believe what you have said.
I'm sure no one will believe it. Even when I'm like with some of my new friends or acquaintances, when I say I do all these chores, I do all these things, nobody believes. They think all I do is just get ready and sit, but that's not how life works.
Yeah.
Very much try to balancing it out. In all aspects. And key is, I would definitely want to stress on it, as being organized, and take time for yourself, because you need that me time. Make sure you have some kind of physical activity. It need not have to be like, if there is a person who is in model or fashion industry, it does not mean it has to be so-called zero size. I'm in no way zero size. You have to be very comfortable in your own skin. That is where you can be confident and take that step of doing what you like. But make sure you're healthy. Add some physical activities to your day, and as long as you're healthy, confident, I'm sure you can go for whatever you want in life.
Yeah. Um, I have seen you being very graceful. Like you said, you have done so many tasks, but no one would believe that. Uh, how do you plan your day? Like, okay, I'll do these, or how does that, how do you set your day?
Sure. So over the years, I think. kind of evolved with the planning. Initially, it was kind of keeping a checklist or writing it on like behind my fridge, put that small chalkboard and write, okay, this is the weekend, depending on kids activity, how many kids classes are there. Okay, if there are any events, parties, put that in the schedule. Okay, we have to work around how to prioritize this party. The priority, if I can reschedule, I will do it. Then, of course, all the weekend duties of laundry, cooking, cleaning the house should plan. And for modeling activities like any collaboration with any fashion, local fashion boutiques, I kind of plan sometimes during the weekdays only, trying to take a half day off, or for some weekend, if it's kind of a light weekend where there is not much activities, I try to work around with that photographer or boutique owners to work that out. So that's basically my rule of thumb. But now it's kind of all in the mind, or have followed that pattern over the weeks, that pretty much put everything on the phone. Reminders is a must. My memory kind of has come down over the years. So if there is no reminder, it's kind of scary. So even for little things, for this podcast also, kind of planned it around to make sure that this afternoon I don't have anything. So I kind of rescheduled and made sure I'm giving enough time to talk here with you.
So you following your passions, how is that inspiring your kids?
Just to give a small example, like recently my daughter participated in a speech competition. It was from MICS, it's Michigan Community of Public Speaking, I think. And as part of that, she presented her speech on heritage. So the subject for that was heritage. And when she went for that competition, I was not there at that point. I just had to drop her. She said, I'll take care, you just drop me and go, because again, we had so many activities. So her drop I did and came back home. And then after 1 hour, she messages me saying that, Amma, I'm not sure if my speech is relevant to the topic given here, because I see kids talking differently than what I'm prepared. I said, Riti, that's okay. Just go with what you've prepared. And I'm sure even if you win or lose is always secondary. It's just experiences. Just listen to everybody. Just do your best out there, with present it and come. And after 3 hours, she calls me, video calls me saying, Amma, I came first. So there was like 56 kids who participated and she placed first, and it was about Indian heritage. So I couldn't say how happy I was. Happiness is just an understatement. So that day I was really, really happy and proud. And I was looking forward to see the video on what she did, how she did. Even though she practiced at home, my input was like very basic. I've just corrected here and there. But her speech was all about personal experiences about first generation kids. As kids grow up here, born, raised here, there is more of American culture and influence on them. And having immigrant parents come from India, doing their profession here, always first generation kids while growing up think that the Indian parent accent and their vocabulary, usage of vocabulary, not up to the American standards, make them think that they are not so smart, or they are foolish or stupid sometimes too, right? But as she grew up in her life, she realized that language is just a medium of expression. It is not who defines you. And that is what she shared, that her experience over the life is what she assumed it was, based on the accent or based on the vocabulary, but how it changed over time, on how their parents are doing so successfully in the profession they have and manage everything as part of life, basically. And also she's learning Kuchipudi for past 8 years. So how Kuchipudi changed her life and perspective to be it Indian culture or personality, how it changed. So that speech was really inspiring, where she told all the first generation kids out there never to assume that your parents' language accent defines them, and just be proud of your culture and make sure you preserve that and pass on to the future generations. So that was really proud. And that is when I felt, okay, I might be doing something right. I always, parents always, moms always have this guilty out there.
Yeah.
You might agree with me also that
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm not a good mom, maybe I'm not doing enough, trying to compare ourselves with other parents out there. But even though she won this, even if she had lost, this speech really made me proud and convinced that, okay, I have done something right in my parenting, Varuna. So that's just an example I wanted to share to answer this question.
Sure, great. More power to Dhriti. She's very observant for a 16-year-old to, connect those dots. Fabulous, Sushma. It was such a nice talk. Um, I have learned a lot. I've known you for several years, but when you talk, it's like with the deeper questions, we know more about you, and it's wonderful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you
It's
so much,
been
Varuna. Thank you for having me. As I said, I'm not sure if I'm worthy of being as part of your podcast, but I'm really honored and thank you very much. And I hope so. This video out there touches one or two people also, if it touches and tries to inspire or motivate, help people out there. I'm glad I'm able to inspire someone out there. Thank you.
Yeah.